Good morning, barely morning. It's Monday, February 19th, I think. I think it's the 19th, I'm not really sure. I gotta get dressed. It's a holiday, but I got a lot of crap to do. Feels weird. Feels weird talking to the camera. Grow up. Alright, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do today for, what are my steps were at yesterday? Let me see if I can. My cat's gonna scream at me because she wants the reflection from my watch. But today we're gonna get our 15,000 steps. We're going to do some, I don't know, upper body probably. I really need to hit lower body. Maybe some like post squats, some weighted. I don't know. I feel like my forehead, this is why you don't film yourself, because you're like, did that get bigger? I think that got bigger. But the whole point of this is to like watch me get smaller and bigger at the same time in different ways. So hopefully at the end of these 12 weeks, I will be down about 15 pounds, we're gonna call it. I'm hopeful. You know, if I put in the work, it'll happen. It's just that maybe yesterday I had poutine. Oh my God, I said I wasn't gonna say it, but I did, because it's, you know, and it's not even like a if it fits your macros thing, because it didn't. There's no way that a big fatty salted carb fits right now. But I ate it and it's done, and we can call it, you know, trying to get my metabolism to not go down, or I don't know. I'm sorry. Someone's gonna get, no, I mean, even if somebody gets angry at me, I guess it doesn't really matter, because it's like, who cares? You don't live with me. What are you gonna do? But it's a new day. It's a new week. It's not. It's the same week that I had the poutine, because yesterday was Sunday. But, yeah, let's get it. Let's track this stuff and then see what happens. And I'll put some photos of like where I am today, physique-wise, and then we'll track it every day. My kitchen table is 25 steps around, so I like to just pace around the kitchen table to help get some of my steps. One time, I was at the train station, and it was like 11:45, and I checked my watch, and I didn't hit my 15,000 yet, so I start like speed walking the platform. My friend's with me, and he's kind of like tagging along behind me a little bit, and I'm like, you know, like clutching my phone in my hand, like watching the steps. And this guy thought I was on like meth or something, and he's like, "Hey, you okay over there? You need some water? You doing all right?" And I was like, "Oh no, just gotta get my steps." And he's like, "Oh, I thought you were on meth." I'm like, "No, close." So I'm full of salt and stuff, but this is what we're walking with right now. No flexing. Just I like to grab onto my flesh and estimate how many cans of Campbell's soup it is, because I heard that a pound of fat is about the size of a can of Campbell's soup. So I like to grab on it and then be like, "Oh, how many cans of soup is that?" I don't know if that came across on the video, but my cat just scrambled. Oh my God, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, my weight. I weighed myself the other night. I was 154.4 pounds, probably full of salt and water and whatever. I don't know. Starting to record this is making me be like, I'm never gonna get lean enough, but it's fine. We'll see. Striations will happen. The theory of having this in the middle of the living room is that when I walk by, I'll use it. It's also because it won't fit anywhere else in the house. But that's like, you know, I walk back and forth, go into the kitchen, my computer, whatever. So I have this lat pull down machine. I say only got 50 pounds, as I'm about to like have the worst range of motion in like 5 seconds. But I have 50 pounds on it. Let's see if I can. If I grip it higher on that, it's a lot easier to pull down, but so in theory you walk past this all the time. Oh my hands are cramping. I have like hypermobility, so my knuckles will like invert and lock. Especially in a position like that where there's kind of like you're squeezing, but there's also like a force pushing out on the hand. Whatever. Oh, my hands are so slippy. Oh, wow. Hey. The power's out, which means I can practice my splits. Oh my god, that knee really just wants to fly backwards. I can get like the front leg kinda flat, but then when it comes to getting that last for a first time. The day after my mom passed away. I think this is going to be a combination of like 3 weeks, I guess, because when I was recording the first week of this, I think it's 12 weeks or 11 weeks or something like that, my mom died. So it was like that Friday. On Sunday I was gonna get all the footage together, and I don't remember if I did this recipe during that week or what I did, or if I recorded any workouts, or any screenshots of my fitness tracker. I really don't remember. So, yeah, we're gonna start, I guess, with this. This is onions. Just a rough chop on some onions. As you can see, there was like a little bit of skin, but who cares? Don't eat that. It's not like I'll eat a raw onion, but a little butter. This, I put like 300 calories worth of butter in the entire thing. That's like multiple servings. So don't get spooked by this. So the idea behind this like anabolic clam chowder is that I had never heard of somebody making an anabolic clam chowder, and I was like, it'd be really good. So that is the idea. The idea behind it is I didn't think it existed, and now it does. I don't think I looked to see if there was a high protein, lower calorie. This isn't low calorie, but this is lower calorie than normal. No potatoes, but for that potato texture, chickpeas. And, also because there's just a hint of protein in there that you're not going to get from a stupid, starchy, useless potato. Need to heat this up. I'm sorry I said that thing about the potato. Potatoes are fine. They're like a good carb source or whatever. I'm just like, I don't like gnocchi or anything like that, so. Butter is melting. I'll get that melted, sizzling. Then we're going to put in these onions, soften them up, get them translucent, season them. Then we're going to add the chickpeas. Cook those for a bit, a little bit more seasoning. We might add a little bit of clam juice at that point, depending on how dry it's looking. And after that, it's the clams, more clam juice, cook it a little bit, then milk. And then once that's simmering for a bit, we want to do a little bit of flour mixed with a little bit of the clam juice and mix that in, let that simmer for a bit, and it'll thicken up. Okay. Butter's melted. We're not gonna get it all nutty and brown. Let's get the onion in there. Throw some of it on the floor for good measure. I have glutathione and NAD plus nasal sprays. Also, my nose is just kind of runny in general because of like constant freezing cold extremities, bad circulation issue. Turn this down. My stove will boil water at like a medium, what is it, a 5? So when it comes to how hot this should be, I don't know, you gotta learn your stove. If you have my stove, you can start at a 7 and move it to a 5. Alright, we're gonna open up these clams and just reserve the juice. So we're gonna need it. softening up. They're getting a little bit brown. Okay. I did want to open these garbanzo beans and get juice out of there so I can toss them in. I haven't put any seasoning in yet. Rinse the beans. Okay, beans rinsed. I am going to do, let's see. So there's a lot of salt. I'm putting a little bit of pepper right now. There's a lot of salt. You don't really need to add salt. And if I had garlic, I would use it, but instead I'm going to use this enormous thing of garlic powder. As all the liquid is removed from my onions over here. Okay, so mix that up a little bit. Okay. All right, let's bring you over here. All right, these onions are softened, they're peppered, they are not garliced. If you add seasonings from the bottle over the pan, it's gonna get some moisture inside of it and then it's gonna chunk up. But that's a problem for me in the future. Alright, I'm gonna add a little bit of this reserved clam juice. Get some of that stuff off of the bottom of the pan. Okay, now I'm going to toss in those garbanzo beans, some more garlic powder. I have no idea what I just did. Oh, there's the lid. Okay. A little thyme. I'm like, a little bit of thyme. All it takes is time. Okay, and then give her a mix. Okay, so remember when I was like, it's got a lot of salt. Okay, so yes and no. Yes and no. The thing is, it has salt, but it doesn't have MSG. And we're going to lose a lot of salt. We're not going to put in all the clam juice. So we're going to lose a little bit of that salt. So I'm just going to, a little bit of MSG, a little bit of moo mommy, because it's, we're adding milk soon. A little dairy joke for you. I think I only did thyme in it the only time I made this. I don't know if I took notes. If I took notes, I'll check. I remember thinking about putting dillweed in it and then not. Maybe it was just the thyme. I'm just surprised. I usually go super crazy with seasonings. Okay. There's like, we'll probably let like a little bit of a crust form and then add more of the clam juice and then add the clams. I'm gonna do clam stuff now. Alright, so I haven't added the clams yet, but this is smelling really good. Bacon is gonna go in the oven. Set to 350, doesn't really matter. It's just gonna be in there for like a hot minute. So I figured I have it on convection with a baking tray and this pan over it, so the fat will drip inside. And then I'm gonna, there's like tin foil on top on the rack above this, so that there's no, or minimal, not no, splatter. Yeah. So let's add these cans of clams. I'm doing 5 cans of clams. So, yeah, gonna add them, let that heat up, and then it is milk time. Yay! So this is what it's looking like with all the clams in there. I'm going to take some milk that I tared out my scale with, so I can see how much I use. Apparently 379 grams. Let's give this a stir here. Alright. Now I'm just gonna put the lid on that and let it simmer. Toss these in and let them get all crispy and have the fat render. Yep. Now you gotta take some flour, 12 grams of flour apparently, and mix that up. Let's take a bit more. We're not gonna use all of it. And I'm just gonna whisk that with a fork to make a little slurry. That's going. I got out the rosemary because I was like, maybe, I don't know. I keep smelling it and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe at the end, I don't know. So that's cooking. The bacon is splattering, causing a lot of smoke. It smells good though. Just gonna put a bit of that slurry in there. I turned the heat up a bit because I want to cook it down just a smidge. The bacon's smelling real good. I want to get that as crisp as possible. It's thick cut, so like removing the fat pieces, you know, keep it anabolic. Can't have that. So yeah, that's still in the thing. And you know, I'll show you when it's done. Alright, so it's done. Chowder, extremely crispy bacon. So this would be my only meal of the day, obviously because of the calories. Even though it is a lower calorie, higher protein, it's still gonna be like 1,200 calories. So, yep. Got a bad case of wiggly on that one. Alright. Man, it is hard to keep form.